All right, here we go, everybody. Another episode of the Lockbox brought to you by the Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Okay, real quick, as you guys know, the Arizona market is still hot. I don't even know what to tell you. It's hot. It's getting hot out here, but we're still selling homes and people are listing. So it's a great market. So for those of you who are still on the fence, it's about time to get out here and maybe think about doing some stuff. But I hope you've enjoyed the past episodes. And I wanted to thank each and every one of you right now for making us the #1 lifestyle and real estate podcast in Arizona. It means a lot, but it's all about you guys. So today we're going to do something a little different. I have my wonderful wife filming. And as you guys know, we're trying to switch over to video podcasts. So we're getting there. But today we've got some great guests. And today we are going to talk about whether you should move or renovate. And it's been a question that comes up quite a bit because, quite honestly, it's a pain in the rear to move. And then also renovating a house and remodeling can be a pain. So I've got some experts here today that we're going to talk to you about. So real quick, let me introduce you to Derek. He is one of the top lenders in the state. Hey, Derek.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going great.
So he's got a bunch of programs. We'll be asking him some questions. And then we have Steve, who owns, how do you say it, Mazzio Development. So he does a lot of remodels and even home building and stuff. So he's going to kind of point us in the right direction whether or not we should renovate or move. And then his partner, Sandra, of course. She also owns Extreme Pools. And then we have Stacy, who is the designer. So if you're anything like me, you're going to end up with a pink and black house. So that's why you hire people like Stacy to make it look cool. All right, so I guess what we're going to talk about first is, should we renovate or move? The fact is that about 70% of people, they agree that moving is super stressful. And a lot of times, there's going to be situations that determine whether they can move or not. So, Steve, what are you finding when people call you, whether they want to renovate or move or have a house built?
Well, just depending on how much they're going to renovate or what they're going to do is depending on whether they should move to a new home or a new build or just renovate what they're going to buy. So it all depends on cost, obviously. And then, so is it cheaper to move or is it better to stay where you're at and renovate? A lot of times in this market situations, it's probably better to stay where you're at and renovate.
So our big choices, and there's four components basically. So cost, is it cheaper to move or renovate? And so in today's market, are we cheaper to move or cheaper to renovate?
Yeah, I mean, if we're moving to Paradise Valley, probably cheaper to stay where you're at. And if you're moving to Chandler, Gilbert, everything, probably better to, buy a new house and start from scratch and get what you want. And new chapter, new beginnings.
Well, Sandra, you've been working on this quite a bit. So what's your thought on the cost analysis? Because you've built some big homes.
Exactly, and certainly in a case like this, you're in the heart of Paradise Valley. This is the most desirable place in our state, according to most people. They want to be in the heart of it. This is where we're at. So in this property that we're at today, they had no choice. They had to renovate. They had a situation where water damage caused a renovation, and they decided that it was more economical for them to just redo what they had and update everything, which is where Stacey came in as the designer to kind of partner what they had in their existing home and update it as much as possible. But it's going to turn out to be a beautiful project. And at that time, they may want to say, hey, we updated it. Now it could move on to somebody else and either downsize or just stay and enjoy it. But certainly both options are attractive in Arizona. Our real estate market, like you said, is very strong.
Right.
So we don't have.
Well, with the cost, so people have a mortgage on their house.
Right.
So if they renovation generally means you got to come out of pocket, right? So you can't do a mortgage.
Either you have to come out of pocket, or Derek probably has some new products that he can share that are on the market today that perhaps when interest rates were lower weren't available and people weren't
Right.
able to renovate. So now I think we're in a situation where rates are higher and banks are offering programs where people can take what they have existing and stay in their home and renovate.
What are you finding, Derek, as far as the renovation? You get calls with people wanting to
all the
renovate?
time. It all depends on the size, like he was saying. If it's some little project, a lot of people are just doing a small HELOC loan and not touching their 2 to 3% interest rate loan. Obviously, some people just do a full cash out and cash out some of their equity and pay for the renovation that way. And then people that are doing like a full renovation of a house, we have an entire financing team that will deal, make sure the contracting, all that stuff. Basically have a full team that's just working on that, and that's all they do.
Fantastic.
So it all depends the size of the renovation. Obviously, it's a full-on deal. Then we got renovation loans and stuff like that for a purchase or in the house you currently live in.
Now we kind of go in after we get through the cost, then we get into the emotional attachment, kind of where Stacy will probably come and help people. But with the emotional attachment, you have people like, oh, I had babies in this house, or the kids grew up here, or whatever the situation is. What are you finding, Stacy, when they call you in to decide if they decide to renovate?
Well, I find that a lot of people in this room don't want to renovate. They don't want to move, especially if they bought homes at low interest rates. But the exciting thing now is we have such a range of price points for people that basically we can give you the same look at a lot of different price points. So it enables people who are living in general or the outskirts who don't have the same value in their home to be able to completely update it at a fraction of what, say, this type of client is spending, because you can still get great looks without sacrificing quality. From my standpoint, you just have a lot less options, so you have to be more creative. You don't have the same versatility in cabinet sizes or in finishes. So as long as you understand all the pieces you've got to work with, and clients are upfront with you about what they're really looking to spend, you can get them the biggest bang.
Would you rather work on a new build or a remodel?
I would rather work on a job where I have nice clients who listen to me. That's the best answer.
Yeah, so many people don't have a lot of taste, basically,
Well,
or just not great taste.
yeah, or they're emotionally attached to it. So, and jobs, and Steve can tell you, we problem solve all day long. We move from one problem to the next, and that's what it's about. Well, when you're emotionally attached to the project, every problem is like a gut punch, and depending on how the client handles that, it can make the job a lot more stressful for all of us,
Right.
or it can make it a lot easier for all of us because it's problem solving.
So, Steve, is most of your stuff cost, or is it more emotional when someone comes to you? They want the house put back the way it was?
No, like I said, I own my own restoration company. In that situation, they want it back as soon as possible, and in this situation, this Paradise Valley house, they want it back as soon as possible and as quickly as possible. But that being said, everything has to take its course and make sure everything's up to code and everything is put back together in a timely fashion manner and at the highest level Paradise Valley provokes. So that being said, it just depends on the person, on the client. So as far as new build or renovation, I'd rather do new build. That's just me.
I think on the renovation, one of the biggest challenges is having the clients understand what the process entails, and that you are going to be disrupted for quite a period of time. And that I think is the biggest challenge when we're doing renovations, particularly when people are staying in the house or trying to transition from one end of the house to the other, and being here during construction, that can be hard. But it's still exciting watching the progress.
Well, and the emotional attachment, it kind of wears on you a little bit as well. What are you finding, Derek, when people come in for a loan? Are they, I mean, everyone thinks that we're still going to get 2% rates, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, everybody's, oh, hey, I'm on the fence because they're waiting for rates to go down. And, you watch the news and they've been saying rates are going to go down now for 2 years. So it just kind of keeps dragging out. Eventually it's going to happen, but exactly when that is, I don't know.
So we haven't slowed down with people coming to the valley, so it's not a matter of if you're going to remodel your house, can we sell it? Because that hasn't been an issue.
That hasn't been an issue. You're right. You're right. So the next thing is timing, I guess. So people have school, and sometimes you don't have enough money to move, so you have no choice but to remodel and stuff. What do you find then, Steve, that when it comes to timing, people want to do a full remodel on their house, but maybe they're still active with kids in school or just vacations and all that?
I deal with a lot of different price points. It's not all Paradise Valley, so and I do deal with people with kids in it, and they just work around it because they outweigh the benefits of. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of grueling time, dust, whatever inconvenience. But at the end result, at the end of the day, they're going to get what they want, and they're going to be able to live with that and enjoy it after it's complete. So for the most part, I'm getting, let's just do it, let's just go for it because at the end of the day, a lot of these houses in Arizona, they just hold off, and they wait till the rates go down, and they don't go down. They don't see it goes down, so they just execute what they want to get done because they'd rather just live there and stay where they're going to be because they're already established and just get it done.
So would you say, Sandra, people have to kind of start working on their timing a little bit before they pick a project, whether they're going to move or remodel?
Understanding what the time frame is, but I think this is a perfect time to jump in to do either a build or a remodel because again, kids are getting out of school. You'll have that flexibility to leave town, be away from the construction for a while. But again, we are an active construction state, so I don't think we ever have periods of time.
So they just have to look at whether or not they're able to come out of pocket right away.
That's where someone like Derek would come into play. If they're looking at renovating, certainly you have to have means available, and second mortgages are attractive nowadays. And that's a great way to go, and you're establishing equity. So far, we've been very fortunate to see our property values go up, not down. So
No, perfect.
great market.
So those are three of the big things. And the final thing, I guess, would be moving. And everybody knows moving is a pain in the rear. So when you guys talk about moving in this market, you're taking into all these considerations, your cost, your emotional attachment, your timing, and moving is such a pain in the rear. You got to pack up the closets. And if you're anything like our house, I think we had just my wife's closet alone was probably like 20 boxes. Sorry, guys. She's sitting there holding the camera, so I got to do that. But as far as moving goes, did you find it easier when people are able to kind of just give space and let you get stuff done?
You just give me free reign to do what I need to do and connect those timelines that need to be met. So it just gives me free range of the house as to do what I need to do and get in and get out and make somebody happy and change their life once and for all for their home and their house and their lifestyle.
No, that's perfect. So, Derek, what do you? First of all, how do people reach out to you to determine if this is even feasible?
Usually an introduction from a realtor, but usually call, text.
What's the best number for you?
480-740-1594.
And you'll kind of Derek's been great with our team lately. He puts people on a roadmap. So if you're not able to buy, he sits there and he'll draw literally a map on what you need to do. And the same thing would be if you want to remodel your house, I suppose, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not the expert on the remodel, but like I said, we have a team that pretty much I will work hand in hand with, and I'll still do the communication and everything, but I have people way smarter than me that help take care of that.
Is a home equity line of credit better than doing a refi?
It all depends on your situation. Obviously, if you have a 3% interest rate, you just need like $50,000. Definitely do a home equity line, and we do all that in-house
Right.
and everything. So, but if you're looking for, $500,000 to $1 million or something, then obviously a home equity line is probably not going to do the trick.
Now, for those of you that want to have your house look just fantastic, Stacy, what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
CreativeResourcesUnlimited.com is a contact sheet on it.
Perfect. And then you do everything from new builds to remodels. And do you have certain sizes? Oh, that's your cute puppy, by the way.
No, we've done everything from condos this year to 10,000 square feet houses.
Hey, do you find people just have a lot of clutter in their house and they just need to move stuff?
I find that a lot of people have a lot of clutter in their house, yes.
And so you're pretty good about organizing it and getting out of there?
Well, no, actually, people pack up and move their stuff. If we're remodeling a kitchen, we don't come into a full kitchen, it's packed out. So, but I find that when you do remodel somebody's kitchen, closet, bathroom, everything goes back much neater. When you give people the means to organize, they generally take it. And Steve and I've got some amazing before and after shots where you can just see people's lives transformed.
No, that's great.
Their way of living is different.
So you, Steve, and Sandra have been working together for quite a while. So this is a pretty good little team here. Steve and Sandra, what's the best way to reach out to you? Sandra is like always on the go. Plus, she has a pool company.
I'm the owner of Extreme Pools, and I do custom design and build of pools and spas. I also do all hardscape. And again, I've been partnering back with Steve at CISO, and we've got a lot of exciting projects in the works with some spec projects coming in Cave Creek. We've got some nice remodels going on, and we love construction. So anything big or small, we can renovate for you. From a bathroom to doing electric custom homes, and of course pools and spas. But we're excited about it. Stacy's a great design partner, and we feel like we've got a good, strong team. We can get it done for you quickly and economically.
So Sandra, you have a pool company, but do you know how to swim still? Because you were late in life before you learned to swim.
Oh,
didn't
I
you?
know. He's giving me some grief because it's swim team season. So I got to get you guys back out there.
Yeah, no, I'm fat. I just kind of bob.
Yeah,
So
get out there and get those summer tans going, guys.
no, that's perfect. That's perfect. Derek, give everyone your number so they can reach out to you to get on.
480-740-1594.
No, perfect. So, anyways, I hope this episode has been kind of interesting for you. I know every week we change stuff up. Last week we had people run for city council, and so the Lockbox is more lifestyle show. This is a great lifestyle, though. Sitting out here today is probably, 70 degrees, 75? Perfect weather. We're on the patio filming in a beautiful house in Paradise Valley. So if you guys...
check us out in Arizona.
Yes, check us out in Arizona. If you guys need anything at all, we handle the entire state. We are the Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. And information's below. All the contact information's below for everybody, including the puppy. Does the puppy come with, if somebody remodels, you're going to...
Some, the ones that aren't occupied.
No, perfect. Well, you guys, thanks for joining us on this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments below, and we'll talk to you on the next episode. The Lockbox, brought to you by the Grandin Group, powered by My Home Group.